Okay, hello, how's it going, guys? It's Dean, and we're back again with another video today. And today we are looking at actually another sample library. I enjoyed making sort of the BBC Discovery video, so today we're going to be looking at a little library that's getting a bit of traction lately. It's called Sospiro Strings. Um, I saw one or two people kind of look for Guy Mitchell Moore from Think Space Education did a video looking at it, and he actually did a short interview with the creator of the library. Daniel James also had a look at it. Um, they'll probably look at it more in depth than me. I don't do a lot of in depth like track writing as I'm looking at the library. It's just a brief sort of overview and just describing the library and some of the sounds within it that I kind of look at. Just give you a taster so you can then check it out in depth on either a website or someone might have a few tracks made. But I do plan on getting any video sort of that I'm describing the library or having a review. I am planning on writing sort of demo tracks with them at some point as well, because I think it will be useful to have. So let's have a look at this library. So first, I've loaded in just to make it a bit easier. Violins, violas, cellos, bass, and the full strings. So we'll open up the full strings. So this is Sospiro Strings. As you can see, it is a files library. It's not straight away in the actual libraries tab of contact. You have to find it in files wherever you have it saved, and then you can see that it has cello, strings, viola, violin, and basses. So this is, I don't like having the files there. Well, let's use this. So this is sort of the interface for it. This is it's quite a niche sort of library to an extent, but I ended up buying it because I actually heard it on Daniel James's video on his review video of it, and it in the video I thought it sounded amazing. So I was like, okay, I'll buy this and give it a try. So actually, I haven't really used it at all yet, and I haven't used it for any tracks. So this kind of the first look actually at it. So as you can see here, it has swells, sustains, and then options of volume release and reverb. Uh, this only is a sustains library, so it only plays long notes. It has no short violins, um, no tremolos, really anything. That's mainly just long notes, but it does them really, really well, and it's kind of interesting how they do it as well. So the first part is swells. So let's see if I can get a sound going. Yeah, so like the sound quality of it is amazing. Like, straight away you can hear it. Like that is lovely. Like it has a really, really nice sound. What this is here in the swells is, as you can hear those bar sort of like the bow change. Let me turn this up a bit. You can hear there in the middle. That's a real bow change of someone playing. Now it can be a bit loud to an extent, in those cases, but in certain contexts that bow change is actually fine. Or if you're playing a bit softly, it's not too bad anyways. But it's very, very nice. So let me just have a little play here. And I'm not sure if you can actually add in individual notes as if you can play melodies over the top. So let's say we do this. Yeah, so it kind of has the bow change throughout, so it's kind of hard to play melodic lines to an extent. Um, it's now that's just the swells is a bit easier, and the sustains I'm pretty sure that's a swell. So that's set at the minute to 2 bars. So you could set it to 4 bars if you wanted to. And then you can hear the nice big big open swell, which I think is an amazing sound. You also have the vibrato. Has a very, very nice vibrato swell there. It's a lovely, lovely sound. Now there you can hear there I've built the sounds on top of each other, so it does work well. Sync, I'm actually not fully sure what the sync does. I think that's just kind of syncs all everything together with the length multiplier that you see there and the actual bar length. Ooh, that was a weird chord. But yeah, as you can see, that's sort of the swells within the library. Amazing sound, in fairness, for how cheap this library is, which I actually have not mentioned yet, which I will get to. But let's move on to the sustains. So the sustains have a cold, warm, and full. Let's have a listen to the full first. I'm just going to keep sort of playing the same chords. It's just easier at the minute due to sort of COVID. Like I said, I'm kind of on a little purple rig at the minute. I only have a micro keyboard of 25 keys, so it can be a bit hard to play full string sections. So I have to kind of keep the chord shape small. Yeah, so with the sustains, you can move around a lot more freedom. You can just move around freely with the notes, what you're adding in and where you're adding it in. So let's now have a look at the warm. These are the swells are really good and the swells are amazing. Add that emotion, but this you might use the sustain, the regular sustains probably more in this library than the actual swells. What I've seen some people do is they'll use the normal sustains and then add the swell underneath, so you get that really nice open swell sound, but you're still moving around with the actual patch within the sustain. Which is a really sort of cool idea and it's actually quite useful from what I've seen, and I think for my own tracks I'll probably implement that as well. Let's have a look at the warm. This is like the real cinematic sound. It has an amazing sound, those actually. Like that is just like listen to how warm that sounds. That is so nice. Like very very nice. It's like you can picture that going straight into a film score anywhere. Like that's an amazing sound. So the warms are really good. And then the last thing are the colds. This is a real interesting sound. You find these cold sounds with a lot of Spitfire libraries. Like what comes on with the Oliver Arnold's collection, that has this sort of sound to it. There is a library, I think it's called Frozen Strings. It could be actually a Spitfire Labs library. I think one's called Frozen Strings, but then I can't remember the developer. But they also have Frozen Strings, and that's this type of sound. It's this sort of cold sound. You can hear it does. If I play a bit louder, you might hear more. It's just sort of that airy kind of texture in the background that you hear. Up higher, you really get to hear these cold strings. There, on the top notes, you can hear sort of the coldness of the bows. But still, it still brings so much life. It still has like so much life to it, even though like it's titled cold. It's not like a sound cold and dead. It's a beautiful sound, and this sound's actually very sort of popular within scoring at the minute in sort of all aspects of media and film. It's a very sort of atmospheric sound. I enjoy it. Some people don't. They prefer just the traditional sort of Hollywood warm sound and strings. But I really, you can hear the space and sort of the airiness and coldness in the background. I just love that cold sound. And I'm 100% gonna be using. I'll probably need to use the cold more than the warm. It obviously depends on what type of track I'm writing, and if I'm writing to a certain cue or film. But I'll probably end up using, yeah, that cold sound nearly more than the warm. It's just a sound that I really, really enjoy. I'll briefly open them individually. It's not really anything different. It's just that it's just you can hear them uh, in their own sections. Really, that's all. You can actually hear the vibrato straight away actually on that. And it's a really, really nice warm tone. So you can set the swells to have a cold swell, or to have a warm swell, I'm pretty sure. And you can hear the slight difference in them. But yeah, that's these basically individual. Not massively different from the full strings. It's just depending on what way you kind of like to set up. And it is kind of nice to hear the actual individuals difference between whether it's that's a weird chord, between the violas, the cellos, and the basses. It's kind of those it's nice to hear their actual different sounds away from the full string sound. Well, it's really, really well made. Like it's very, very well recorded, and the sounds are very clear, and they're really, really good. Like the price of the price of this library is for €50, or I'm pretty sure £40, and it could be around $40 as well. So that's kind of what made me pick this library up. Is the price for like the price of this library is so low. You do need full contact to run it. It won't run on the contact player, I'm pretty sure. But if you do a full contact, and you're struggling maybe to find like this, kind of saves a bit of programming time, because it does the automation of the swells for itself, kind of. But it's not like it's a cheap sounding string library that does that's doing the swell for you. It's a very, very well made string library that's making that sound. So this could be a little workaround to save maybe some writing time on putting those certain swells underneath your favorite string patches, or getting that nice airy cold sound you're looking for, maybe you can't find somewhere else. So go and have a look at Sospiro Strings. I'll link them in the description of this video, and let me know if you end up downloading what you think about them in the comments of this video. I'll be interested to see. This library is 100% getting used on the next tracks that I'm writing on anyways. It has a bit of versatility. Like, obviously I think this would be really, really suited towards a sort of ethereal, warm sound, or maybe the romantic sound. But the cold strings could even make it useful for sort of those tension, drama style tracks, or maybe even some horror style music. So it has a good bit of versatility there as well when writing with it. So yeah, go check it out. It should be on Contact Hub. £40, €50, I think $40 as well. Let me know if you do get it and what you think of it. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like on the video and subscribe for more.